Good morning, Pastor Curt here, and as always, I've got a question for you. How stubborn are you? You see, I think stubbornness is a good thing. Stubbornness gets a bad rap, but stubbornness, well, first of all, it's in all of us, so we might as well put it to good use. You know, my daughter, she started talking when she was just 9 months old. I remember her very first word. Wasn't mama, wasn't daddy. When I put some peas on her little plate, she looked right at me, 9 months old, and said, no. She had what we all have, some stubbornness in her. The problem with stubbornness is not that we have it, it's what we point it at. Often we point stubbornness at each other, and we point it at, well, all sorts of things we can't change, like the guy who doesn't drive well that commutes with us in the other lane. We should point stubbornness at the right issues. That's exactly what David did. David said, I'm going to unify a really divided and dramatic and depressed group of tribes that weren't a nation at all, and I'm going to unify them by stubbornness towards God. I'm going to go first. I'm going to give an offering. I'm going to sacrifice. I'm going to go all in. And his stubbornness, his public stubbornness, well, it created transformation. When we stubbornly sacrifice for the things that God loves, it changes hearts. It's found right there in 1 Chronicles 29, verses 2 through 5. He says, now with all my ability. Do you hear that stubbornness in his voice? I will provide for the temple of my God. Besides, in my devotion to the temple of my God, I now give my personal treasure of gold and silver for the temple of my God, over and above everything I have provided for this holy temple. Now, who is willing to consecrate himself today to the Lord? David says, if I set an example of stubbornness towards the right issue, maybe everyone will get off of the wrong issue. You know, commitment and sacrifice and stubbornness for big ideas, it's not in fashion anymore. Nowadays, what's in fashion is individualism. Have it your way. I think Burger King ruined us all. Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. What about no? We're going to do what we have to do to bring God's truth and grace in our world. When I was a kid, you know, we didn't have it our way. When we pulled up to the drive-in, my dad would say, you're going to eat what I didn't eat. It's time for a few of us to return to that idea that there's something bigger than ourselves. By the way, that's what we're going to talk about this weekend at Bayside, and you can't miss it. In fact, the whole future of our church, well, it's going to be set by the message we're going to teach this weekend. So get someone and get to a campus this weekend.